Dame Carter to HQ. Can you load up our next point of entry?
HUD interface activated. Initializing our point of interest. Carvin Haggins. Subject identification. Carvin Haggins.
Coordinates, please.
We've triangulated our subject's current location to the city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Carvin Haggins. Multi-platinum, two-time Grammy Award-winning songwriter, producer, and engineer. Co-founder of Karma Productions and Forever Music Inc., and pioneer behind Ethical Music Entertainment. Known prominently as one half of the iconic production duo Carvin and Ivan, he significantly influenced the neo-soul era, creating landmark hits for artists including Jill Scott, Musiq Soulchild, Mary J. Blige, Faith Evans, Justin Timberlake, Chris Brown, Ledisi, and Raheem DeVaughn. Professional accolades: over 20 Grammy nominations with 2 wins, 10 ASCAP Rhythm and Soul Awards for hit records such as Love, Half Crazy, Don't Change, Buddy, and Teach Me. Carvin's creative contributions have extended into major film and television productions, notably Nutty Professor 2, Love Jones, Rush Hour 2, The Hallmark Special, Holiday Love, and the PBS American Masters series Renegades. His ethos and professional mission center on authenticity, soul, and positive messaging through ethical music entertainment and ongoing mentorship initiatives across Philadelphia. Artist dossier fully loaded. Interviewer Damon Carter. You are cleared and ready to begin your conversation.
Okay, we're about to pull up. It's your boy Dame Carter of Music Mondays at the Lab. We just pulled up on a very special guest by the name of Carvin Haggins from Philadelphia. Founder, co-founder of Carmen Production. Y'all already know, Musiq Soulchild. That's where it all began. So I have here some credits. Jill Scott.
Yeah.
You were supporting writer for that, songwriter for that.
Support production, yeah, with Jill, yeah.
Faith Evans. Your boy Raheem DeVaughn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ledisi. Man, Chrisette Michelle is beautiful. She's beautiful.
Yeah.
Her vocals is crazy.
Chrisette, she's special.
Keisha Cole, I missed that one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's actually a very interesting story. We'll get into it if you like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, that was a good session as well.
Jasmine Sullivan.
Yeah.
Should have known the Philly connection.
You already know it's Philly is Philly.
Yeah.
Really Philly. It's really Philly.
Really Philly. Right. Musiq Soulchild.
Yeah, that's my brother.
But that wasn't the start of your career, right?
No, that wasn't the start. No.
Mr. Lattimore. Kenny Lattimore.
Kenny Lattimore was the start. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely. My first placement was with Kenny Lattimore.
How'd that take place?
On the Love Jones soundtrack.
Love Jones.
Yeah.
That was my movie.
Yeah, it was a movie. So what happened was we were, in the session, I was not invited in that session. It was actually Valvin Rome and Kenny Lattimore. And I came down to the studio and walked in the session. And I was like, yo, what's going on? So I just sat in the back of the room and watched, Kenny and Valvin working. And, Kenny, Valvin would hit with Kenny with some ideas. And Kenny was like, nah, that ain't going to work. And then Valvin would sing another thing to him. And Kenny's like, nah, that won't work. So Kenny went to the bathroom. Valvin looked at me. He's like, man, I'm about to get out of here, man. I was like, all right. So he left. Kenny came back, and Kenny was like, yo, where V? I was like, I think you rolled out. He was like, yeah. So he sat back in front of the board and started writing again. And I was like, what you working on? He was like, oh, it's a project that I'm working on for this movie that's getting ready to come out, and it's a song. I'm like, well, do you got a synopsis? He was like, yeah. So he showed me the synopsis, and I'm like, okay, cool. I was like, all right, can I help? He was like, yeah, whatever. So I sat where V was sitting, and while they were working, I was already working out ideas in my mind, just, ear hustling and seeing what was the temperature and what they were doing. And so he told me the synopsis. I read the synopsis. He told me what he wanted to do. I gave him a couple lines. He was like, nah, I wouldn't say it like that. I'm like, okay, cool. So I went back, started thinking more, came back with another line. He was like, nah, that's close, but I wouldn't say that way. I'm like, okay, cool. So I started writing again. Came back and like, how about this? He was like, yeah, that's it. So we sat there and we banged out the first verse, and then we did half of the second verse, and then Kenny cut out on me, and I wrote the rest of the record.
Wow.
Yeah, and it ended up being on Love Jones. I Can't Get Enough of You. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the record.
Yeah.
Wow, that was impressive. And then you go on and you got Jay Brown.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get into him because that's the future.
Yeah, absolutely.
Music.
That's the now. That's
the
the right
now.
now.
The right now.
Yeah.
So I understand that you coming out. You did something called you founded Rage Against the Ratchet.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that. Tell us how you put that together.
It really wasn't me, man. God woke me up on Mother's Day. I was on my way to church, and God was like, yo, all this got to change. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
He was like, the music, somebody got to say something because it's getting out of hand. I was like, I mean, in doing this, I'm about to cut my hand, right? Because it's like I make my money from radio, right? So I'm really about to cut my hand. But, when God makes an order, you follow. And so I followed through and started Rage Against the Ratchet and really just try to bring forth the ideas of the music that we're hearing, and the messages in the music ain't like what it was when we were younger, like being proud to be black and all of the things, being strong. And even hip-hop was saying the most positive thing, you know what I mean?
Correct.
DMC was like, since kindergarten, straight kindergarten, I went to college. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, he's showing us that there is a future. KRS-One was, teaching us in the music. So it's like all of the music for us, Public Enemy, even NWA, when they say NWA was out of control, they really wasn't. They were like the voice of black youth in the hood, right? We trying to do something good, and the man of the powers that be are in the way, right? So it's like we didn't have that voice now or then. When I started Rage Against the Ratchet, that voice had turned into the promotion of all things negative and no positivity. So that's what God directed me in that space, and that's where I went.
So I have a quote that's like, we're trying to use music to bring the families back together, right? Yeah. And, people say it's just music. But for me, I say, no, it's your culture, it's your community, it's your life.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Absolutely. It's like this, right? So they say art imitate life, right? But the idea of it is when you're watching a movie, you understand that movie is far-fetched. You understand that it's made up. You understand that it's just a story. You know how it's going to end, right? You know that. I don't care, as a kid to an adult, it's just a movie. Music is never just music. Music is so culturally ingrained in our system that what we see and what we hear, we automatically believe is real. Like without a shadow of a doubt, whatever rapper said what he said, we believe that he did that, right? Unless something comes up to say it's not that person. Other than that, if there's nothing to contradict his word, we take him at face value. So for the black community to hear rappers talking that talk, it becomes a part of our lifestyle ingrained in us, and then we live it out. Now, the other population, white people, Chinese, whatever, they can look at it and it looks like an act to them because they don't identify with that person. But we automatically identify with a young black rapper, male or female, because we like, that's like my cousin.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So, you know, it's absolutely true. Music plays into the soul. It never plays out.
That's what
we got records that we hate. Like literally right now, all three of us in this room, we got records that we hate and know all the lyrics to those songs.
Indeed.
So that means you can't, once it play in, it don't play out. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's that.
Cool. So I like to talk about legacy and foundation. Can you walk me through your early years in Philly before there was a Karma production, before there was, all the hits and, creating your niche?
Right. So for me,
Who was Carvin Haggins at that point?
Well, so I used to be a rapper. I was an MC. I was in a group called Crusaders of Bass. The record label was founded by T Life, who produced Evelyn Champagne King. Mm-hmm. The label was paid for by Luther Vandross. Luther Vandross gave him the money to start the label up. The label was called Shaky Deal Records, and it absolutely was a shaky deal. And we put out some music, man, and just so happened that at the time Mayor Good was running for presidency. We had a record called Don't Put the Bubble in the Pipe. It was an anti-drug record, and Mr. Wilson Good picked it up and used it as his campaign record, and we just did shows around the city with Mayor Wilson Good to get his mayorship. And so it started there, and then my life took a detour, and it ended me up in Willingboro, New Jersey. And in being in Willingboro, New Jersey, as a rapper, there was a guy who owned a studio named Harold Russell. And Harold Russell's studio, Up and Up Productions, was there. And as a rap group, Kamikaze Clan, with myself, my brother Kevin, my cousin Andre, DJ J Ski, Sean, and So we were Kamikaze Clan. We would record at Up and Up Productions, and while we were recording at Up and Up Productions, it just made sense, right? Harold he is a real good dude. So I ended up in Willingboro, reached out to Harold. It's like, yo, last time we recorded there, you had an internship thing in the window. I want to come and be an intern. He was like, oh man, Carvin, right now, no, it's kind of, I'm like, bro, listen, if I don't do that, I'm going to end up somewhere and probably dead, or some people going to be dying, right? So I need to be where I need to be. So he was like, you know what, Carv, just come through. I said, well, you ain't got to pay me nothing. Don't worry about that. I'm good with finances. So I went and worked at Up and Up Productions, and being there, it was just like learning production and all that stuff with Harold. And what's crazy is one day, we went to a record pool, and most people don't know what a record pool is. But back in the day, the DJs, there was a place that all DJs would go to get the new vinyl, but they pay to be a part of the record pool, right. And they get the new vinyl like a month or 2 months before it come out, and get ready to showcase it, live performances and on radio. So we go to the record pool, which was on 22nd and Christian, and we go upstairs, we walk upstairs, and we walk in. We had on our Up and Up production jackets. We walk in, I'm like, yo, Harold, that's like Jazzy Jeff over there. He was like, oh, that is Jazzy Jeff. We bigger than Jazzy Jeff. I was like, listen, Jeff get thrown out the door every Monday night on NBC. We ain't nowhere near as big as Jazzy Jeff. I'm about to go talk to him. So I go over and talk to him, like, yo, what's up, Jeff? He's like, oh, man, I see y'all jackets. Y'all Up and Up Productions. because we did all of the commercials for Power 99, Q102, so the Stanley T commercials.
I remember that.
Yeah, so we did all of those commercials, and the commercials was crazy, right? And Megahertz Dorsey Wesley was one of the dudes that was doing the production. At that time, I think he was like 15, 16 years old, but he was doing a lot of production. But so Jeff was like, man, I would love, for us to link. We like, cool, thank you. Yeah, we do it. We do. And it was like a fair exchange of friendship and admiration and cool. It was like, damn, that's good. Jeff know who we are. So before I go back to talk to him, Jeff leave, I'm like, damn, Harold, I should have spoke. I should have got his information. He was like, oh man, it is what it is. So I'm like, all right, cool. So if he outside when we leave, I'm definitely gonna go talk to him. So we rolling out. It's snowing like crazy. Jeff sitting on the corner in his yellow Pathfinder, the tinted windows. I'm like, I think that's his truck. So I walk over to the window. He rolled down. I'm like, yo, Jeff, can we connect? I can get your information. So he gave me the number and everything. He's like, yeah, y'all can come to the studio, man. Yeah, that's what's up anytime. So I wasn't realizing he meant like today we could roll to the studio. Right. But I just took the number and then later I called him and stayed in contact with him, just checking in. Whenever I'm in Philly, holler at him, stop by, see what's going on. And then one day I was like, yeah, I don't like the way things are working at Up and Up Productions. Right. So, I'm staying out of there because I don't want anything to make me feel hostile or hostility because I'm trying to be a peaceful person, you know what I mean? So just like, nah, you can slide through whenever you want to, just come through. So finally, I'm like, yo, Jeff, I really think you and Harold should talk. Because Harold needs you. You know what I'm saying? So, right. I'm like, if y'all two come together, we already working like crazy. I know he was working because he had a touch of jazz with James Poyser, Craig King, Victor Duplaix, Victor Cook was a part of. So he had already had a touch of jazz, but I'm like, yo, to have a Jersey connect and we all work together. And he was with it. He's like, this will be a good thing. So I introduced Jeff and Harold. Jeff actually came to Willingboro, Burlington, and hung out at the studio, and we had a good conversation. Mm-hmm. And really, that was the beginning of the connection with Jeff. Years later, Jeff was moving the studio, and we all decided to help out. And Harold Russell played a part, and we all was like coming together as one thing, one under the name of A Touch of Jazz. Mm-hmm. And Jeff was forming his company. He's like, yo, I want to invite everybody in to come be a part. So he had a round table. It was like 15 of us in there. And everybody was like, I play for my church. I'm a musician. I'm a singer. I got a commercial on the radio. I produced this. I wrote this. I wrote that. And when he came to me, I was like, yo, I never wrote a record before in my life. But I'm sure if you give me the opportunity, I'll figure it out. And he was like, yeah. And that was it. That's how it started.
Wow. So you was just basically blessed to be in a position around different people that right place, right time?
Yeah, I believe it's that. I believe everything is divine order. And I also believe that, willing to allow yourself, first of all, to be humble, willing to allow yourself to be willing to help, right? Because I didn't go in with the intention of taking. I went in to see how I can help provide something to a service that was already being a service to people. So I was just being of service and not being fearless, you know what I mean? And the willingness to do that opened up opportunities to do better.
Great.
Yeah.
So let's talk about how did you and Musiq Soulchild develop such an honest, conversational situation that resonated around the globe?
Right. Well, with that, so in the development of my pen with A Touch of Jazz, it was I was going after different ideas of creative writing, and I was trying to find the right way to say things because it was a lot of cliche-ish records back then, you know what I mean? Right. Which was beautiful records, you know what I mean? I give you the stars, the moon. Right. Like, them records was everything, Absolutely. But I'm like, I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, that ain't even real. I can't give you that. You know what I mean? So I was just trying to find the right way to articulate truth, right? And so right before I met Musiq, I went to the library and I got all of these folk country CDs, took them to the studio, burned copies of them, took them back, and then I just used to drive around in my car listening to this folk music, just listening to it. So one day I'm riding and I'm listening to this record and I'm so tapped in to the song, I'm not realizing it's just a clap and a stomp. But the song, the story was so crazy, I was stuck. And I was like, that's it. Story. The story. It's the story. Every record I gotta write has to have the most compelling story, right? So what I started framing my thought is that every record is a 3-minute movie. So I gotta make sure that in this 3-minute movie, I create the protagonist, the antagonist, the hero, the damsel, and then the ending. However, if it's climactic, great ending, or if it's a dramatic ending, the movie has to have all of those characters and parts. So that was that. So that part happened. And then Ryan Toby actually was the first person I started writing those songs with. And it made sense, but I still didn't, my craft wasn't all the way there. And then I was working with the group Aries, and Jay Hips brought Musiq in to sing backgrounds. And he was telling me, he's like, I know this kid, he's homeless. If I can find him, I'm going to bring him. I'm like, cool, bring him whenever you can bring him, right? So the day before Thanksgiving, he brought in, Aries came in for a session, and Musiq came with him. And Musiq was singing background on the record for me. And I was like, yo, Jay, can he come back? And Jay was like, I mean, I don't know. You got to ask him that. So I'm like, hey, buddy, can you come back tomorrow? He was like, man, I ain't got nothing to do. I was like, all right, cool. You come back here. We're going to go to Jeff's house and get Thanksgiving, and then we're going to come back here and work. And so that's what we did. But in the creation, what Musiq helped me do as a writer, he brought another sincere element, right? Because I'm really brass, right? I'm very brass. Musiq is a very sincere person, especially at that time, very empathetic. You know what I mean? Very, very attached and connected to his feelings. So a lot of things, a lot of ways he brought that innocence into the records, right? I always knew I wasn't writing nothing crazy because I'm just not going to do that. But he brought the other side. So like his brain and my brain, when we started creating, like all of the records was just like, let's be truthful. Let's be honest. We did a record that nobody's heard called Swing Low. And the record was honest. It was a story that was told to me by Vidal, right? Vidal Davis. He met this girl, went over her crib. When he got there, he hanging out. Her boyfriend came to the crib and was at the door wilding out. So I was like, yo, I'm going to write a song about that, Joe. So I wrote the song, and basically we finished the record, and I was like, yo, we got to set the whole scene. The dude at the door going crazy. And when we did it, Jay was like, yo, you should have music going out like, bye-bye, like he just going. I was like, why? Because ain't nobody going to do that for New Coochie. Like, that ain't my girl. Like, that's his girl. So I'm going to go out. He going crazy at the door. I'm going to go out and fight this dude over his girl? We ain't doing that. Like, I'm going to find a way if I can cut out the back door and get out, because I don't even have a beef, right? This ain't my dog. This ain't my fight, right? Correct. So I was like, that's the way the song got to be. And we wrote the song in that manner. And the song is still crazy to this day. But the song is called Swing Low. Nobody's ever heard it. I got it. I'm the one who still have it. Wow. But it's the realest thing. What would a man do in a situation like that? Let me get out of here and let y'all sort y'all life out. You know what I mean?
Well, you wrote some incredible records on music. It's like I was almost on some. Well, where the heck did they come up with this? Because for me, I can't speak only for me. Every record on the albums I can relate to. It's real like it was talking about my life to a point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And it was just a phenomenal time, phenomenal situation.
Yeah.
Doing your run. So
You know, it's like when God has his hand in the middle of something, you don't know. You don't know whose hand is on it. You just know that you're doing what you're doing. You don't know you're making history while you're making it. Mm-hmm. You're just making what is coming out of you, what's flowing out of you. And you know, when me and music and I started, the idea was this creation is for the intelligent hoodlum. And it was like you have a group of dudes, right? And one of them dudes that's with the group is a thug but a gentleman. You know what I'm saying? A chick walk by, they speak, she don't say nothing. They like, F-U-B. And the one dude's like, yo, calm down, bro. I'm sorry, miss, right? So that's who Musiq Soulchild is. He's that intelligent hoodlum. He's the one that's with the thugs, that's about the thugging, but really is got the utmost respect for women, right? So that's the origin and the idea of it. But every record came from a real place, a real, honest, it's just an honest place. And that's where, and like we talked about in the creation of the album, it's like a lie is going to be good and it's going to be great to liars. And then it dies. But the truth is going to be the truth forever. So in every record, it's nothing but truth. It's the truth of my story and his story, blended in a way that makes sense, that you know that that's music, but if you know me, you know that's me too, right? But it ain't for me, it's for him. So everything I got to make sure it fits on music because he's the one that's wearing it. You know what I mean? So that's what that was.
So were there ever any like battles with labels trying to like shift your whole message away from the love and soul of the art? Because we were coming into that neo soul era, but everybody didn't make it.
Yeah. What happens is that what happened was I was asked to do music for Yolanda Adams, and at this time I was Muslim. I grew up Muslim, and when we wrote Love, I was Muslim, but they asked me in creating records for Yolanda Adams, they said that we can't say Jesus in the record. And for me, I'm like, well, the gospel is Jesus. You can't have gospel without Jesus. Like it ain't gospel without Jesus. So why would I write a record for Yolanda Adams that doesn't have Jesus in it? That don't make sense to me. So I opted out of that deal. So we were blessed to be able to turn down things that didn't work for us. And yeah, we turned away a lot of projects that a lot of people did, all because it didn't line up with the messaging of who we are and what our imaging was and what our brand was, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like, yeah, money is money, but this brand is forever. My children are going to have to wear this brand. You know what I'm saying? It's like that money don't mean nothing.
So when coming to those decisions, you know, you had a team at that time. So y'all had a team. It was Carvin Productions. So right. How did that? You know, everybody's got to kind of be on one accord, I believe, in this game when you come together. Yeah. So how did the team feel?
Well, so the good thing is that the way it worked out, Carvin Productions was one thing, and Mama's Boys Management was the other thing, and together we came as one unit and called the company Home Cooking. So Michael MacArthur and Jerome Hips, they were the Mama's Boys connection. So Mama's Boys, they stood behind everything we stood behind. So it's like, it wasn't like I was going in to fight my team. It's like, even when presented to my team was like, oh, no, we ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you talk about a group of black brothers standing on the ethical stance. Those four, Ivan Barrios, Jerome Hips, Michael MacArthur, and myself, we stood on that platform of our integrity is greater than finances.
It's beautiful.
You know what I mean?
It's not a lot of that.
No, it's not.
These days, you know, somebody's mad because somebody said no, and they don't understand that. Listen, if this is building a legacy, you gotta understand we all have to be on the same accord.
Yeah,
you know?
and money is not our God, right? And we got here without it, right? So if I got here without it, why do I need it now when I'm here? That don't even make sense, right?
Exactly.
Unless I'm being greedy. Now, if I'm being greedy, then it's like greed is gonna make me want to grab everything. But if my plate is full of what I like to eat, no matter what you got on your plate, it don't matter. That's what you like to eat. I'm not gonna sacrifice my plate for yours. It don't make sense. So yeah, no, we just never got involved with that.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So looking back, right, what was the hardest record to finish and the most rewarding thus far?
All right, so this is gonna sound not good. It's gonna sound. I hope it doesn't sound like that. I have never had a record that was hard to do. I've never had writer's block. I've never had any of that. Like everything that we've done, Love is my most rewarding record. Not financially, but spiritually. But that record took us 15 minutes to write. Yeah, and we literally cut that record in about an hour. Yeah, it was written and recorded. Yeah, in about an hour, and it was all guys doing. Like I said, I was Muslim when that record happened, right. And I didn't get saved until I was 33, right? So it's like for a record that's called Love, and every Christian says that record's about Jesus, which it never was written about Jesus. Right. It was Musiq didn't want to do another regular love song, period. He didn't want to do a regular love song. That's what that was, right? And for that record to happen, and then years later I get saved, and the first thing I see, well, not one of the first things I saw in the Bible was God is love and love is God. So that means that yet when I was the enemy of God, I was on the outside of his covenant, he still came to me by way of record. And the beauty of it all is my entire career, even up to today, is supported by nothing but love songs. So that means if God is love and love is the record that I started, that means God gave me a foundation. And the foundation of love is what my career is built on. The foundation of my career is built on God. Why would I give that up for a club? Why would I give that up for a booty shake? Why would I wouldn't, bro. And so it just don't happen that way. So even the way I look at it now is like, it's not complicated. This is God's business. These are his toys. I get to play with them, and I just put them back nicely to make sure I can play with them more. That's it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So your most rewarding record is?
Love. Yeah.
I love that record.
Yeah.
I took that record to Key West in 2004 and got married to that record.
Oh man,
it was crazy.
That's what it's for, man.
It was crazy. That was a beautiful record. I mean, it was just like, wow.
Bro, if I tell I don't know if you have it or if anybody has it, but on the original CD cover, right? You know, they do the thank yous and all of that, right? One day, Musiq and I was having a conversation, and he said, "Yo, Carl, why you make music?" I said, I'm trying to save the world, right? Mind you, I'm Muslim, right? I'm trying to save the world. So on that album, if you read the credits on the album, it says, "Carv, let's save the world," right? So Ivan's moniker on his thing, saving the world one song at a time. That's what on Ivan's moniker on his email. Yeah.
That's crazy, but yeah, I did see that.
Yeah.
That's what made me just resonate on that. I got married to that record.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Absolutely.
That's crazy. Yeah. On every turn of a generation of music, there's always a little bit of a hiccup because the old don't want to let go and the new is trying to grab hold. So it's like a little tussle or a tug of war, and then eventually they all come to a meaning of understanding. So when we started like hip hop soul, it was like, this ain't really soul music because it's like it sounds like it's rap beats. It's like, nah, it's that, but it's that, right? And he ain't really singing. He's kind of like rapping, singing, and then that thing happened, and then it changed to Trey Songz. It's like, well, he's like R. Kelly, but not really trying to. So all of those things happen, and it happens for every generation. So I think music just gets better. People get more creative, so they're just finding ways to be more creative with what was.
Facts. Are you mentoring a new artists and new producers? What should we watch out for?
Oh yeah, we have a company called The Ring Music Group.
Yeah.
Yanti Strickland is one of the producers in there, mentoring him, but he's not youth. He's just a very seasoned producer that didn't get his season. You know what I mean? So I'm just helping him find his way through the muck and mire and attaching them to whatever I'm doing. Plus, he's fire, so it don't even matter. You know what I mean? Lenny Mobley, who's another young producer, we working him out with making sure he's right. This kid named Lemire and Lamar, father and son, who are, bro, hands down incredible on the production side. And of course, Dilemma is Dilemma. He's mentorship, yeah, but he really is his own entity. You know what I'm saying? So with that is where we are as far as that's concerned. And then artists like Kenya Vaughn, we had the opportunity of working with her in her first stages. A kid named Justin Schultz, who is when Justin come out, those two, Kenya Vaughn and Justin Schultz, mark my words. You can Google both of them now. Mark my words, like that is the future of R&B, and I promise you, it's phenomenal.
Wow.
Phenomenal. So we have that. We also have an album that we just did with PBS.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
Renegades, right?
Yeah. Inspiration Films. We did the music and scored for 3 of the documentaries on PBS on their American Master series with Inspiration Films, and we just did some great work. And that album has some phenomenal records on it, and writers and producers. Miss Jade, MC.
Jade, okay.
She's not only MC, she's a writer, and she's dope.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
She's part of the Ring, right?
Yeah, she's one of the Ring.
Wow.
Shanae Savage is on there. Stephanie Chambers is on there. As far as writing is concerned, with myself, and Sean Penn is on there. Of course, Wiz is on there. Range the Messengers on it. It's a lot. It's.
You got a whole team.
Yeah, it's a whole team. It's definitely Ab Lava.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody think Ab is just an MC. He's not. He ain't just. He ain't a ghost pen. He's more than that. He's a writer. He's as such, and he penned some records with us as well. So I mean, it's just exciting to see some Philly favorites together, operating in a great way. So yeah.
That's beautiful. Yeah. So are you looking for more talent these days?
Always, yes. Always. The goal is we are here to create. The purpose is to create. And it's always great when you have a new canvas that you can not only create on, but you can also teach them about the business part of this, showing them where their money coming in at. We teach everything because as creators, we've been blind to all the streams of income that we have and all possibilities. We're going
to touch base on that.
We've been in the dark about that. So we try to make sure, well, we don't try, but we make sure that we teach what's necessary for everybody to understand that.
That's beautiful. So what do you think about AI and the use to, generate lyrics and melodies? You think that's a threat or a tool?
I think it's a tool first, but in everything, right? The Bible is the book that teaches you about peace and how to be a better person. But at the same time, it's the same book that they use to keep people enslaved, right? So it's like whatever's good, they're gonna always find a bad. If you bad, you're gonna find a bad use for it. So I was one of the guys that I hated. I hated. I hated auto-tune, bro. I hated it. I was like, yo, this is ridiculous. I don't know why cats are using this. Oh, it's the worst thing ever. You can't sing. And then one day I used auto-tune. And I was like, well, I can't sing. And it's helping me put my idea down. So this is actually not that bad. I mean, I'm criticizing.
Gift and a curse, huh?
Right. You criticize something until you really learn how to use it the way it's supposed to be used, and then you understand it's a tool.
Absolutely.
So same with AI. They're going to use it wrong, and some going to use it right. But if you use it the right way, it can keep up, keep the integrity of music alive.
Well, tell me this. If you could write a message to the next generation of songwriters, we're just going to talk about that because you've done a lot of other stuff, but just songwriters, what would that be?
What I would say is that whatever you feel like stand on it. Do not waver in what you know because somebody telling you that they know more than you. It's not always the case. Barry Gordy did it one way. Quincy Jones did it another way. Michael Jackson did it one way. Prince did it another way. But it was their way, right? So when I think about that, it's like people told me what I was doing with music was wrong, right? I can't sing. I don't play. What I'm creating is that's wrong. You're doing it wrong. And it was like, but that's how I feel though. But it's like, no, you're doing like he ain't singing, he off key. It's like, but it feel good though, right? So something that people were against is the same thing that everybody ended up loving. And if I would have stopped at that moment that I was criticized on doing something that wasn't normal, we would have never had the song Love, right? So the beauty of it all is that when God instills something in you that you know you don't know, you understand what I'm saying? It's like, I know I want to do that, but I know I don't know how to do what I know I want to do. And you start doing it in the way that everybody says is wrong. It's actually not wrong. It's just the way that you're going to do it. The way you be a Quincy Jones or a Prince or a Kenny Gamble and Leon Huff is you stay true to what you believe is what is the thing that you wanted to do and move forward with it no matter what is stopping you, right? Because all of those greats, each and every one of them was weird when they first started. Right. It was like, what are they doing? What is this guy? He's naked on a horse covering himself. Like, who is this guy? You know what I mean? It's like everybody thought it was the wildest thing. It's like, oh, that was Prince. Oh, okay. Who is these rappers with the bass? How low can you go? Who is this guy with this voice? Why do we? Oh, that's Public Enemy. Oh, we know who Chuck D is now, right? It's the thing that nobody else is doing was what make you special. That's your niche. Stick it,
That's very good, very good. I have some educational questions, and this is more so, again, for the upcoming artists and upcoming producers, songwriters, because you've experienced a lot in that department. From your perspective, right, what's the biggest, shift in the music industry today for young artists that need to understand something about surviving?
So I think that as creatives, we've been, especially the new generation, I think they've been got with the banana in the tailpipe. It's like they've been sold on the idea of it's better to be popular than to earn money off of your creation, right? So Spotify only works when we give them our music. If every artist took their music off of Spotify, Spotify wouldn't even exist. But somebody has made the young artists believe that in order to exist, you got to be on Spotify. It's crazy, right? It's like Spotify wouldn't exist without you, but you believe you can't exist without Spotify.
Indeed.
Like the fuel to make it work is your music. If your music is not on there, it doesn't work anymore, right? So it's like they've been duped. And what I would say, that shift created a whole bunch of free music to a platform that charged people. So instead of you getting paid off of your thing, you're giving it away free so somebody else can make money off of it. It's almost like a slave trade when you think about it. It's like you do all the work, you stay in the field, you stay in the lab, you create, you do it all, and then give it to us, and then we'll sell it. And then when we sell it, we're going to give you a fraction of a penny off of everything that you spent $20,000 on that. Well, we're going to give you a fraction of a penny on every time somebody listens to it. That is the worst hustle in the world of music and creation, and that's what's killing music in its own sense. Yeah.
Well, I also heard that Spotify is now taking away your streams if you haven't scored 1,000 plus.
Right. So they take your money. So the money that if you didn't hit 1,000, that means all of the money that's underneath 1,000 goes to who? Spotify. Right. Yeah. So if you put a million people on Spotify who all are under 1,000 streams, they collect all of the money that they're not sending you for those under 1,000 streams. Wow. So if everybody go $9.99, a million people go $9.99. So you got 9.99 million streams of money that could have actually went to people, but that goes to Spotify. And who's to say that Spotify don't put a cap on you anyway that won't even allow you to go over 1,000 streams? They own the system. They own the system. They can put if you ain't a major label, they can put a whole ceiling on your spins that you only reach 1,000 or $9.99. Crazy.
Yeah. I think artists need to pay attention to a lot of things that's going on.
Yeah. Direct to consumer, man. Like, you don't have to be Beyonce to win.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Listen, Jeff was telling us about a meeting that he had with Mac Miller back in the day. And this is before everything started to converge into what it is. But he was like, Mac Miller was like, I don't sell CDs, I give them away. I sell shirts, I make more money. So you buy a shirt, I give you a CD. So you buy I sell you a shirt for $30. I just got my CD price and a shirt price, and I'm giving you a CD with it, so you feel like you're getting something for free.
It's an excellent marketing plan.
It's a great marketing plan. It's a great direct-to-consumer, man. Like, find your audience and feed them. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
It's like, don't waste your time trying to feed everybody else's audience. Find those who love you and then entertain them because they love you.
But do you think that artists struggle with that? Because, they got their hood, their friends, and that's all they have. And it's like, oh, yeah, I'm on top. My hood love me. But when it's time to do the direct-to-consumer,
right,
they haven't really branched out anywhere else but
right.
their community. So
yeah.
I think that's bad on both parts.
Yeah. I think exactly everything you're saying is absolutely true, and it's the one thing about the internet helps us out is analytics, right? Analytics will show you where you hot. They'll show you who like your records or not. I don't care if you get 2 spins in Philly and 50 spins in New Jersey. Then that means you need to direct all of your music to New Jersey. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's like, Philly ain't hearing me. It's cool. Direct it to, you love this, then I'm going to feed it more to you so you can get it. If everybody in Jersey get me, then that's where I need to be got. You know what I'm saying? And that's where we chasing the whole pot and the whole pie. And it's like, sometimes take that slither, because that slither eventually will turn into a slice. And then the slice will eventually turn into the whole pie. Yep. But yeah.
Brilliant. So, you've been through all the label deals, independent releases, you've done digital distribution. What's the smartest path for these new artists and today's world?
You say what's the
That
smartest what?
what's the smartest path these artists should take? Because you have
Yeah.
some artists that, oh yeah, I want to get a label deal, and some artists who want to stay independently, but they have no budget
Right.
to be in that category. And digital distribution, we know you can easily load it up and do this, but
Yeah.
then what?
Right. Well, it's so the idea is that find something to pay for your passion till your passion can pay for itself, right? Most artists don't want to work a job. They feel like they're artists. Like, yeah, but who's gonna pay for it? Everybody's not gonna put money behind you no more. Labels not doing that no more. Labels is like, we only want to work with what's working because we don't have an A&R department anymore. You know what I mean? All we are digital marketing firms. We'll give you a loan if you pop in and you're talking to an audience that we can't reach, right? So I believe that for me, I would stay independent. I would collect all of my coins. That whatever's gonna come in on that, whatever I put out, I want to see all of it. It may not be million sales in one day. It may not be that. It may be a gradual thing. And I remember Dave Chappelle saying this years ago. He said his father asked him about, they had a conversation about success, and I'm gonna butcher this a little bit, but he asked his father, well, how much you make a year? His father gave him a number, and he was like, well, if I can make that number a year doing comedy, then I'll consider myself successful, right? So every artist need to do that. They need to say, I'm looking to make $100,000 a year. So if you're looking to make $100,000 a year off of music, then you treat music like a job because it's a business. You treat it like a job, and you figure out how do you earn $100,000 a year. Do you got to sell 10,000 T-shirts a month? Do you gotta sell hats? Do you gotta do 15 shows a year? What do you gotta do? Like, really do set up a whole plan, a business plan. I want to make this amount a year, and I can live off of this a year. How do I do that? I gotta bring in at least 10 grand a month. How do I do that? I need to figure out with my music, my shows, and my merch is how I'll do it. And then do that. The beauty of AI works for you right now. You can make a million videos off of whatever you got, and AI will make them for you. Like, use the tool. It's a amazing tool. Use it. You know what I mean? That's what I'd say. But for me, I'm independent. I'm gonna stay independent. Nobody else needs to own me anymore.
So what's important to owning your masters, and can the young artists negotiate deals based off of their own intellectual property?
Yeah. So I think it's important to own your masters if you know what to do with them. It's like you own your masters, but you don't know how to make money with it. Then really, it's like owning nothing. 100% of nothing is nothing, right? So it's like you own it. Do you know what to do with it? If you don't, then get with somebody that knows what to do with it, and then do business with that person. Do you have to sell fully out? Nah, it's yours. You own it, right? You are a franchise. You are McDonald's, right? When you hire a manager for McDonald's, that don't mean the manager owns McDonald's. That means the manager is managing your McDonald's for you, right? Thanks. You are marketing for your McDonald's. Like, treat yourself like a franchise. You understand what I'm saying? Right. So you gotta hire the people that's going to do the work that's going to make sense. So owning your masters, find the people that really know what to do with a master, and how to make money off your master. That your art will make money for you the whole time. So yeah, that's kind of where I feel about that.
Perfect. So everybody wants to go viral. Every artist wants to go viral. What's your take on that, with them balancing that and building a long-term career? Because I've always battled with that with artists all the time myself.
Yeah. So these are really just my summations of what I feel that the world is, right? So I like to pay attention to everything I'm looking at. So one of the things I notice is that I've never seen a commercial for Instagram. I've never seen a commercial for Spotify. I've never seen I've just never seen. I've never seen a commercial for TikTok on TV or heard about that on the radio. I've never seen it, right? So what makes people want to be on it, right? Word of mouth. So think about it this way. And again, I could be thinking way too deep. This is my conspiracy theory, maybe, I don't know. But think about this. The best commercial for TikTok is a video going viral that ends up on Good Morning America saying that the video went viral on TikTok. That's actually a commercial for TikTok. So maybe, what if TikTok decides what they want to make to go viral because they want to get more followers on TikTok? So TikTok make a kid dancing go viral. That goes to the Good Morning America. They talk about the thing going viral on TikTok, and the billion people or the million people that watch Good Morning America go, I need to get me a TikTok account. So they just got free promotion and just got people to come on to their system to add more free content so they can make more money off of the content that you're giving away for free. Right? So when I think about an artist going viral, in my mind, I believe, yeah, they made that artist go viral. Because if I make that artist go viral, that's going to make a million. It's going to make a million more artists sign up for Spotify to give us free work. That's what I believe, right? So viral, is it a real thing? I don't think it's a real thing. I think it's calculated. I think it's all maneuvered and manufactured. That's what I believe going viral is, right? So it's better to hone your skills as an artist and become great at that. So when you go viral, it's because you know you are the greatest at what you do. And somebody saw it. Somebody flipped the switch for you.
And so, and question, like, just building a long-term career is just more sufficient than worrying about
Absolutely.
you going viral, because people pay to go viral.
Right. Yeah.
But they don't understand that don't mean that you're going viral because you pay.
Right.
Because you just said it. I mean, my thoughts exactly, like,
Yeah.
I think this is pretty much like a random thing. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? What catches, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But at the end of the day, yeah, I think,
Yeah.
like you said, that's the best advertisement in the world for free. Yeah,
Right.
I'm going to make that person go viral.
Right.
You know?
They're not losing nothing. It's manufactured. They gaining.
They gaining.
Anything they make go viral gives them at least 1 million more subscribers
Facts.
for free.
Facts.
You know what I mean? I'm just saying, and again, that's just my theory, but I'm like, I've never
You
seen
onto something.
commercials and everybody got a TikTok account.
That's definitely.
Everybody got an Instagram account.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're paying them to get paid off of us. It's crazy. Yeah, we're in
So like we
interesting
need our
world.
own platforms.
Yeah. Right. Right.
So I want to ask you about, because you know I'm focusing on the artistry right now. I need to know, what should the structure be for an artist, upcoming artist, at this point, whether it be manager, lawyer, producers. There's no A&R anymore, so somebody who develops an act. What do you think?
I think we're talking about the music business, right? I think it's 100% business and 100% music. Some people say it's 90% business, 10% music. It's 100% business, 100% music. What I believe is this. If you're great at what you're doing and you study the craft to be great, greatness shines through no matter what. Everybody recognizes greatness. I don't care. You can be blind. Everybody recognizes greatness. It don't matter if you got $1 billion behind you. If you go on stage and you're great, everybody that's watching is going to be wowed by your greatness. So, and we're in the music business. You got to sell music first. If you don't have music, you're not even in business. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's music business. It's not sex business. Right. You can sell sex with music in the business, but when they get tired of your sex, they listen to your music and realize you're trash, right? So it's like, sell music and make sure the music is great and then whatever you pile on top of that is just adding to greatness versus you trying to disguise doo-doo with a pretty face. It don't make sense.
Perfect. So, is it fair to say that an up-and-coming artist needs a manager first, or someone that can just guide them?
I think an up-and-coming artist has to have the music first. Like, if there's no music, what is there to manage? You know what I mean?
My thoughts exactly.
Yeah, it's like you don't have nothing to manage, and you don't even have business to manage. Like, how can I? It's like saying, I'm gonna hire you to manage my McDonald's. Well, where is it at? I don't have it yet. You know what I'm saying? It's like you really got to look at, as an artist, you got to look at yourself as a franchise. It's like build the product first,
Right.
and then find somebody who knows how to sell that. Like, I'm gonna make sneakers. Okay, make the sneaker. All right. Oh, that's a nice sneaker. Who you think can move it? Let's talk to Nike, Adidas. Let's talk to Nordstrom's. Whoever can move the sneaker.
Right.
But if you don't got the sneaker, then you who are you talking to? Music come first. It's always first.
Indeed.
Yeah.
As y'all hear it first, I keep telling y'all, gotta have the product before you had a team.
Right.
The producer and you was the
That's
first
it.
thing to come.
That's it. You need
Right.
you need a producer first. You as an artist need a producer, and y'all gotta produce something.
Absolutely.
Because if there's nothing to sell, then there's nothing. That's not even hard math right there.
Wow. So for an artist budget for the first 3 singles, what are the essentials for that, especially if they move independently?
Yeah, that's a hard question, man. Because again, I would suggest that an artist find a producer and create a team, and they make the music together. If you're looking for a producer, I don't even know what kids charge these days, because it's so easy to go on YouTube and do the MP3 transfer and turn that joint from a video to an MP3 and take the track and write a song to it, or take the track and put it in AI, and then AI redo the track for you, and then it's so easy to do that right now. I can't even tell you, producers right now, we out of work. You know what I mean? It's like we out of work. They can do what they want to do. So, I just think that. But when you're creating greatness as an artist, you need to sit down with a producer. Y'all need to come up with a vision on what you're creating, and then create it. What that budget would cost, I don't know. It all depends. It all depends. If you trying to go see somebody who make hits, then you're looking at upward to 20 grand for a track. If you're looking at somebody that's just putting beats online, you're looking at like $50 to lease the track. You know what I'm saying? So it depends on what you're looking for. So yeah.
So the best to try to build a situation.
Yeah. You said it
somebody-
earlier.
yeah.
A team.
Just gotta build a
You
team.
got to build a team, and you got to start from the ground. What part of the team works first? The music. How does the music work? Producer, artist. Who got the studio? Hopefully one of them two own the studio, and y'all create the work. And then when y'all do that, then you build to the next level. We got something that's working. We need to find a manager that can manage all of the stuff we won't manage. Like, who's gonna handle the calls when they come in? Who's gonna handle the conversations? Who's gonna make all the most sense out of the stuff we don't want to do? The administrative part, right? So you bring in an administrator. And with that administrator, you're like, okay, we got something popping. We're about to get, somebody wants to put money into us. What do we need? A lawyer. Get you a lawyer. Now you get your lawyer to look over your manager and your administration. The lawyer he's the law keeper. He works for you, not for the manager. So he needs to be able to audit the manager and the administrator to make sure it's all good.
Facts.
But it only works from the ground up. Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. So let's talk about what's the overall income of other streaming platforms or things that artists don't know about besides the normals.
Right. Well, so there's a couple platforms that first you have the MLC, which is the music licensing .com, MLC.com. You need to, if you're not signed up for that, you need to sign up for it. Basically, what they do is every record that streams is like a record being sold, and your mechanical royalties is connected to that. Your percentage of your publishing that you own, they collect that for you, and it's money sitting there that comes in. I think every quarter, or I think it's like bi-monthly now, but is the MLC is where people need to go, especially artists or Music Report, who basically will reach out to you and say, yo, somebody's trying to use your song on TikTok, or somebody wants to use your song on an exercise app, and we'll pay you at this rate, and you sign up for that, and you'll get checks from that. So, of course, and we all know Sound Exchange and, ASCAP, BMI, all that stuff. You need to be signed up for all of that. That's where the income comes in from. And I'm sure there's others. I think Music Trust is another one.
Trust, yeah.
But I think they do the same thing as Sound Exchange, or as the MLC. But either or, it's just important to know where your money is coming. Know all of the revenue streams first, right? You want to you doing the music business, 100% music, 100% business. Get your business in order. Like, you got to register your songs. Your songs got to be registered with all that I named, because the only way they're going to collect your money if they know it's your song and even know the song exists. It's not automatic, right? So, yeah, that's kind of where it's at.
Wow, you're definitely giving out some gems. If y'all ain't paying attention to this, I don't know what to tell you. But moving on, let's talk about do you believe the industry will start to reward real and organic music, even though AI saturates everything?
I believe it's all possible. I think that, even now when you see AI generated things, even if you don't know it's AI, it's something inside your spirit be like, that's weird. You know what I mean? Something, and it's crazy, right? Because I'm only telling you from my own experience, but whenever I'm looking at something that's AI generated, I'm always like, I got to frown up and look at it first. And I don't even know it's AI, I just got to frown up and look at it first. And if that's my first reaction, then it can't be real, right? But so when we get inundated and oversaturated with what's fake, everything real is going to shine through. So it's like, yeah, y'all can flood the waters with what's fake, because when something real swim through, it's going to cut through like a knife. You know what I mean? Especially if somebody is on their craft like they're supposed to. Sure. It doesn't matter. The phony is phony. That's all it is. It's phony. So whatever real, when the truth exists, whatever's phony got to get out of the way anyway. So I just, stay true to what's real.
So moving with this, you taught music, you mentored, you built a culture movement, right? What's the three values that every artist should? What's the three values every artist should carry with them, even if they can't last in this game to your accolades? You know what I mean? So yeah. Some people are cool with just 10,000 streams.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And some people might want to be like, yo, I need 1 million streams, or I need 1 million sales, or things like that. So what are the values that these younger artists and producers, songwriters should think about?
I think that young artists should always believe in themselves, believe in their art, and believe in the team that you built around you. Like those three things, they'll take you wherever you need to go. Like you know what you did, you know who you are, and you believe in who you are. You know what God has instilled in you. You know that's what it is. So that's nothing to doubt, right? That's the self. The art, believe in the gift that God gave you. God gave you that gift. So that art, like, walk in it like you own it, because it's yours. You are the king of that thing that you gave you. God made you the king of your thing, right? So that thing you are the king of. So you gotta rule in it wisely, right? And then the team that you build around you, if you believe in yourself, then believe that you put a group of people around you that's going to help move your movement forward. And really, that's it. It's like God is in control. know that He is, and then all things work together for the good of love the Lord. So if you're in love with the Lord, then whatever's happening is good, and be grateful and thankful for all of that that's happening.
That's perfect. That's definitely another 5 minutes. Wrap it up. My producer's he's giving me
signal.
sign language here.
Get to cut it up, cut it out, sound like
Real quick, what do you want your legacy to influence in the next generation of conscious, soulful, and creators, though? You know what I mean? Because you come from that, you displayed that, you given that, and you're still doing it today. So,
yeah. Well, so I my legacy, you know, as a kid, I always wanted to be written in history. Like, I'm a history buff, so I love, you know, I'm seeing George Washington and Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. I'm like, yo, I want my name to be written in history, right? So just the idea of that happened already is a beautiful thing. Mr. Kenny Gamble and Mr. Leon Huff are my predecessors. My goal was to make sure I made them proud of what they gave us, right? To show them that this is the torch you had. You handed it to me and Ivan. And what Ivan and I are going to do is make sure we keep the legacy going, like to maintain the greatness of what Philadelphia makes, right? Not just the music, but the person, the people, the character, the content, the creativity. Philly is the mecca of real life creativity. Before reality TV, it was Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that thing that we do here is what I feel like our legacy or my legacy would be: truth, honesty, justice, God's way, God's will, and greatness. That's it.
well said, well said. And right before one more thing, I want to touch base with you on. We had a chance. Well, I had a chance to be amongst you guys for this historical moment back in May, and that was us getting Philadelphia the Music Month.
Yeah, music, right. Philadelphia Music Month, and Philadelphia known as the original music city. Yeah, that's because that's what we are.
Walk us through that. That's
Yeah.
you, Suzanne, Christine.
Listen, that's
Blige.
Suzanne Christine this is her thing. She should be talking about this.
Yeah, that's true.
She put it together, and she pulled all of the people that she felt that could help, and she's the visionary for it, and we're under her leadership with that, and it's moving. She loves the city too. You know what I mean? So we're, in all due respect to Miss Suzanne Christine.
Yeah, she came a long way, and she's definitely spearheading a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean, they gave her a hard time in the city, and she's still here.
She's
You know what I'm saying? It's like that's when you know that's resilience, right? And a love for your city. So, you know, I just got to take my hat off to her. She brought in everybody, Miss Deanna Williams. She brought in the team. Like, she's, again, what I said, you got to build the right team around you. She brought in the team, and she's doing the work, right?
Facts.
So yeah, it's a beautiful thing that we have that. You know, we had the Philly Music Month, and Philadelphia, the original music city. It's great.
It was a beautiful day.
Yeah,
it definitely was a beautiful day, and it's been overdue.
Yeah, it's been overdue, and we got more to do.
Yes.
That's just the start. So yeah, I'm excited. Yeah.
Well, I love to be more part of that, and along with my team, and let's see Philly go back to what they need to go back to.
Yeah.
Everybody should embrace and unify at this point, because
absolutely.
You're looking at the man, the making, the mogul. He's been through it all. So if you guys ain't listening, I don't know what to tell you, but we all should just definitely embrace what we're hearing tonight on Music Mondays at the lab as we pull up.
Yeah.
Carvin Haggins.
Thank y'all for having me.
I'm Dame Carter.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Thank you for coming out, man.
Hey,
God be the glory. Hey.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Bless up all day.
Yeah.
And again, thank you again. And you won't see the last of us, though. I know that.
I know that. This is something. I'm sitting on the couch. It's something huge. You know what I mean? Thank you all for having me.
Indeed. So hold on. We ain't done yet.
Yeah.
Got that Keisha Cole story. You forgot something.
Oh yeah. All right. So before Keisha Cole, they were working on a Tupac album, right? And basically, they had all of these hard drives of Pac, and they were like, the way Pac worked was, whatever city he went to, he didn't even check in the hotel. He would check in at the studio, take all his bags there, start recording, and record all night, go to the club, come back to the studio, record in every city, right? So they're finding hard drives of Pac all over the country. So they come to Philly with these hard drives, and they were supposed to go in the studio with some producers in Philly. But the producers was like, yo, we need 30 grand before we even get started. So they searching around, they call us. We're in the studio, me and Ivan and myself, that's what we do every day.
Right.
Studio is where we go, right? So they call us, they like, hey, so-and-so is in town, they're working on a Tupac thing, would you guys be willing to work on it? And they're like, yeah, we only got $5,000 per song. And we're like, we don't care. We're in the studio anyway.
Right.
To work on a pop project, bring it through, right? So they come through. They got armed security. It's like, I guess they're like worried if Suge somebody. I don't know, but they come in with the armed security. We like, all right, cool. So we going through the hard drive. His A&R, I forget her name right now, but she's pointing out, yo, these are the records that we had, songs that we had. But if you find some other stuff, let us know. So we go through the project, and we find certain records. So one of the records is a song we did called Scared Straight. So on that record, that's actually me on the hook. At the time I had a code. I'm like, yo, I'm just, so we make the track. Ivan and Smurf go in, they make the track. They kill the track. I'm like, we need a hook for the record. So I go in, I do the hook. His A&R comes in and she's like, where'd y'all get that hook from? And we're like, what are you talking about? She's like, the hook on the record that y'all playing, what hard drive did y'all get that from? And we're like, what are you talking about? She's like, no, play the song again. Where did y'all get that hook? And I was like, that's Carvin. She's like, yo, you sound like Pac. I've been his A&R for 15 years. I thought that was him. You sound like Pac on his record, right? So fast forward, you can Google the record. It's on the internet. But so we go in and we do the Play Your Cards Right record. We do the record, Smurf again, Johnny Smurf Smith and Ivan, boom, they knocked the track out. We go in, we fix it up, put a hook on and everything. Record's crazy. So we're like, yo, that's great thing we did. 2 years later, after doing the record and the Pac album comes out, Keisha Cole's like, yo, I've never done a record with Pac, and I wanted to do a record with Pac. She finds the Play Your Cards Right record and is like, yo, I want to do that record with Pac. So they go back in, she does the record with Pac, and we ended up, somebody called us and was like, yo, we want y'all to come to Keisha Cole's reality show, recorded for a reality show. It's a listening party. And we like, for what? They're like, yo, y'all got a single on the radio right now with Keisha Cole. We like, nah, you might be talking about Dre and Vidal, because we ain't do nothing with Keisha Cole that is a record that should, we don't know nothing about that. They like, nah. So they sent us the record, and we like, yo, she went back and actually did that record with Pac, which is crazy because that was the first single off her second album. Again, but and I'll just count that all up too. Of course, God is involved with everything. But sometimes you look at things at the price value, not the purpose value. And you never know, like you might be taking a short on what you should be getting paid, but God actually adds the increase to what you're going to get paid off of something. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's what happened with the Keisha Cole project.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy. But you can Google "Scared Straight." I'm telling you, it sound like Pac on there. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
You sounded like, but you had a cold.
yeah, yeah.
I gotta listen to that record.
Right.
I
Again,
gotta
it's
go
like it's
ahead.
all ordained because I'm literally on the record. Stop my chest. I'm congested. I'm stopped up. I'm like, yo, I gotta put this hook down. Put the hook down there, and yeah, it sounds like I guess
And
that's where
Keisha
God
came.
wanted it to be.
Keisha came and did the remix.
Yeah, of Play Your Cards Right. Yep.
Dang. Wow.
Yep.
You've been blessed.
Yeah, man.
Definitely been blessed, man.
Blessing is real.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
we share credits with greats, with Michael Jackson,
Yes.
with Prince, with Patti LaBelle, with Ron Osley, with Earth, Wind and Fire. You know what I mean? It's like those my mom's artists. You know what I mean? And that I grew up with that, and you know we've been blessed to even be in the presence of those of greatness. You know what I mean? So yeah.
So
Again.
what's next for Carvin and the Ring and Karma Production? What's next for you guys?
Man, we just building our own world to exist in, man. We just making great music, and we still work for the labels. You know, Kevin Lyles, Michael MacArthur, they give us a call, say they need something. We do it because we do work for the labels. That's what we do. But at the same time, we create our own little paradise. And you know, if you like what we do, you find the music. It's all under the Ring Music Group. Go in there and you'll hear great production. You hear instrumentals. You hear everything.
Jay Brown.
Yeah. Oh, Jay Brown. Yes, sir.
You guys got three number one hits?
Three number ones with Jay Brown. Yep. First of all, we can't say Jay Brown without saying Maurice Harley, because that's his manager. But yes, Maurice is my friend. He came to me years ago. I got this kid. I'm trying to make a star. I was like, Mo, I'm gonna help you make him a star. Period. And since then, we've been riding. And again, we had three Billboard number ones. And Jay Brown's super talented. You know what I mean?
Yes,
And he's super talented.
Yes.
So it's like, yeah, it's just greatness.
His voice is like.
And I'm gonna give y'all
it. I'm like, goodness gracious.
just a little sneak message. Musiq Soulchild and Carvin and Ivan definitely has been back in the lab, bro. All I can tell you is, yeah, bro. I can only say that. That's all I can say, bro.
Y'all heard it first.
Bro.
And matter of fact, y'all might gotta subscribe to get that part.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
Music Mondays, you never know what kind of gems you're gonna get at the lab. You
I'm
never
just
know.
telling you.
You just heard them say it first.
Project is, bro. Jill's coming. Went in with Jill. Jill's new album. Oh my God.
These guys is working.
Yeah,
Working.
Miss Scott is She is Miss Jill Scott.
Miss Jill Scott.
Yeah, and don't just say, oh, she's a singer. She's not just a singer. She's a writer. And she's not just a writer. She's a producer. She's a producer. Like, she knows what she wants to hear. Miss Jill Scott. And Musiq Soulchild is a producer. He's not not writing and singing. He's a producer. Yeah, they're not just being, oh, do what did. No. They know what they want. We give it what they want. That's it.
This is gonna be explosive,
bro. All I can tell you.
I'm looking forward to this, man. I'm looking forward to hearing.
Off camera, I'll play y'all a couple of records.
Yeah, off camera.
Yeah, I'll play
definitely.
y'all a couple of records.
Sorry, y'all, can't tell you.
Yeah.
Gotta wait for the exclusive.
Yeah. That's where we at. Again, thank y'all. Thank y'all for having me,
I
man.
appreciate you so much.
Yeah, sure enough. Me too.
Signing off is Dame Carter, Music Mondays at the Lab. You never know who we gonna have and pull up on.